level with your team, your defense, kind of how the things are coming together for you now that you got Arizona ahead of you?
I'm pretty comfortable. You know, they've done a pretty good job behind me defensively, and I'm sure Ali mentioned it this past weekend. Didn't get the results we wanted, but they were definitely putting the ball in play and hitting it hard against some pretty good pitching. So it's just a matter of when they're going to fall through, which that's just kind of how the game goes. But I'm very comfortable going in. I'm not really worried about too much right now.
How is your arm feeling at this point? Because, I mean, I'm sure you knew you were going to throw a lot more innings, but at this point you're pretty much at your innings and almost double where you were at this time last year. So just how's your arm feeling at this point?
It's fine. You know, there's a reason we work out all the time, and me personally, I love lifting and staying in shape. So, I mean, I don't typically tend to get that sore. You know, if I have to throw every inning for the rest of the season, that's fine. You know, like I'll find a way to do it. That's the whole point of being an athlete is you got to learn to play and just grind it out. So.
What do you feel like the defense behind you is? It seemed like this was maybe the best weekend defensively the team has had. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would say I definitely think they kind of stepped it up a level, and I wouldn't necessarily say that they were better, but you could just tell that they were more comfortable, and it definitely showed. Some of the plays that could have gone, you know, 50-50 either way. You saw girls diving after balls, and I think the home crowd really helped. It's just a matter of taking that and like running with it for the rest of the season, whether we're playing at home or away.
There were a lot of hard hit balls, but there were a lot of great plays out there as well. So for you, do you come out of this weekend feeling a little bit more comfortable letting batters just put the ball in play?
To an extent. I mean, I'm sure every pitcher would love to strike every batter out. Realistically, that's not possible, especially when you're seeing them now that we're in like series. You see the team 3 times in a weekend, and for me, with my pitching load, I'm typically probably going to see them a little bit more. So knowing that, no matter what, you know, just finding ways to get outs, whether that's a strikeout, ground out, pop out, anything. You know, just kind of try and find a ways to be successful and help the team win.
What's been the adjustment you made to cut down the number of walks? Because that has gone down a lot. So is there something mechanically you've done or anything to change that?
I would say trusting my defense. Coming in, you know, at first, obviously, I didn't really get a chance to have a whole fall with them, but just kind of like relaxing and letting myself realize, hey, they're actually really good at what they're doing. So, you know, trust them, go right at the batters, you know, and there's not a single batter out there that bats 1,000 all year long, so there's no reason for you to try and throw around them. So.
Dail made her first start, and I'm curious, what did you see from watching her from the dugout?
I saw her finally settle in. You know, all season I think you could see a little bit of her kind of just be a little nervous when she's out there, especially considering I definitely don't think in the fall she was planning to be on the field this spring. So her getting the opportunity to do that and really settle in and just throw her pitches and throw her game was really awesome to see. And it was really comforting for me to see, too, that she started to settle in and like be pretty successful out there. So.
Obviously, you want some depth in that pitching staff. I feel like you guys have 3 arms going into Pac-12 play.
I think so, yeah. You know, as long as everyone stays healthy and is doing their job, that's the main thing. You know, making sure that you're working hard in practice, not taking anything off, making sure you're going to weights and working hard and giving it your all regardless, because when you start to slack off, that's when you get hurt. So just making sure that all 3 of us are really working hard and holding each other accountable, making sure nobody's skipping reps or, you know, kind of just halfway going at it in practice or anything like that. I think we'll be doing pretty well for the most part in Pac-12 play.
A lot of new faces thrown together. Is the sisterhood, I was going to say brotherhood, but sisterhood starting to gel and bond between you and the other 2 pitchers? I mean, it's a fraternity or a sorority. I guess you kind of out there all by yourselves. Do you think that camaraderie between the 3 of you is starting to come around?
Yeah, for sure. You know, I mean, you'll see kind of us just kind of talking and laughing with each other. If one of us is starting a game, you'll kind of see either one of the other pitchers or even the other 2 that aren't starting that game. They'll kind of come out to the bullpen, you know, kind of talk to you, like cheer you on. And one thing that I like to see is no matter who's starting the game, like all the pitching staff is the loudest ones in the dugout cheering for each other. We all want to see each other succeed. So I really like how close we've gotten.
Arizona's definitely got a lot more pop than a lot of the teams you guys have faced. As a pitcher, when you're facing hitters who've already got 13, 14 home runs, just what's the mentality when you're going after that kind of powerful lineup?
Well, like I said, nobody bats 1,000. So whether they're hitting home runs or they're hitting singles all day long, it doesn't really matter. One hit a game is one hit a game. It's just limiting the damage, I would say, and just kind of making sure you're hitting your spots. Even home run hitters, they have weaknesses, just like a slapper would too, and just like pitchers do. So it's just kind of studying those weaknesses and trying to find ways to throw to their weaknesses, but also your strengths at the same time, and just finding ways to get outs.
Have you had time yet to kind of look through their lineup and compare and contrast them maybe to opponents you played so far?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of film. I literally will watch it on my own at home oftentimes, and then on top of that, Lombardi and Coach Schultz and all of them do a really great job at getting film for us and preparing us for each weekend. So I've seen a little bit of what they've had so far, and I've already kind of had my wheels turning a little bit, but matching that with what Coach Lombardi and Coach Lang and all of them want to do is going to be the key for this week. It's usually how it works every weekend. So.